You're welcome. Kindly subscribe to YouTube channel and follow on Facebook page at Dr. Zabby's Talk Show.
Mo kí gbogbo wa nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi, mo kí wá ipa pé ojú ọjọ́ ṣe rí, mo kí ẹ̀yin ìyá, mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá, mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n, mo kí àbúrò, èmi ọmọ yín olólùfẹ́ yín, ayé ọpẹ́ yọ, ṣiṣẹ́ ọlọ́dẹ sí iná ní agbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, ayé ọpẹ́ á máa yọ fún wa lórí ọmọ, lórí ìdáwọ́lé wa, òun láyé ọpẹ́ ló máa fi máa yọ. Ẹni bá lọ ló máa bá kú, àwa ò ní bá lọ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Yorùbá ni mí, Yorùbá ni ìran mi. Tó bá jẹ́ nígbà ọkọ tẹ́ ń ṣiṣẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ìkànnì aláyọ̀ yìí, àwa ò kí ń jà, ẹ̀tọ́ wa òun là ń béèrè fún, wípé báwo ni ìrọ̀rùn máa ṣe dé bá onílé àti bá àlejò náà, torí wípé kí ni Ọlọ́run fi àwọn kan, ó fi wọ́n ṣe ilẹ̀kùn tó ṣí sínú tó tún ṣí síta, so that ọ̀ọ́ni lè jẹ́ ẹni tó wà ní ojú kan náà. Báwo lọ̀rọ̀ náà ṣe jẹ́, àṣìwà lẹ́nu mátà náà. Arákùnrin kan ó bọ́ síta, ó dẹ̀ sọ ọ̀rọ̀ náà, ó mà ga o. Ó ní àwọn mọ́là wọ́n máa ń ta oògùn kan, wípé wọ́n máa bèrè wípé ṣé ó ṣe é rí or something like that. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti mọ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn bọ́n ṣe máa ń lo nǹkan yẹn. Mo rò wípé nínú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, tá a bá mu bóyá yẹ ká mu, a máa rí ẹlòmíì, especially tó wà ìrìn àjò tá a wà nínú ẹ̀ yìí, tó máa nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí, tó máa wá dé ipò ńlá kan, tó máa wò wípé òun ò mọ nǹkan táwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà máa sọ, tàbí òun ò mọ bí ọ̀rọ̀ náà, ojú táwọn èèyàn tán lè fi wò. Ẹ máa ní ọ̀rọ̀ wo ni ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ yìí náà ni. Mo wá ní àwọn ẹ̀rí kan lọ́wọ́ ń bí báyìí, tèmi àti yín tá máa jọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní máa wo àwọn ẹ̀rí yẹn, wípé ṣé bóyá yẹ kó rí leléyìí, ṣé bóyá yẹ kó rí, ṣé òun ni eléyìí. Mo ń sọ fún yín, ọ̀dọ̀ gbogbo wa pátápátá, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa a mọ̀ wípé àwọn kan wà, àríjẹ nídìí màdàrú ni wọ́n. Kò kàn mí, torí wípé kí ni, mo wà okay, àwọn ọmọ mi wà okay. Àwọn náà ló máa ní Nàìjíríà ò dáa, àwọn náà ló máa ní this, àwọn náà ló máa ní that, àwọn náà ló máa tún padà wá kó ọ̀rọ̀ náà, ló máa tún wá ṣe kí ni, ló máa tún wá kó jẹ, tó máa fi ṣe ṣàwámà, tó máa tún kó ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn jẹ. But àwọn nǹkan yìí tí a lè fi continue ẹ̀, ó lè jẹ́ gbà díẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ lè má jẹ́ gbà díẹ̀, ó depend, láti lè gbé ẹ̀rí wá wípé ìrìn àjò yìí àwọn kan ó wọ̀n sí wa gbangba gan, wípé àwọn eléyìí gan, because wọ́n mọ ipò tí àwọn lè wà, tàbí àwọn ò sí ní position yẹn. Wọ́n ti sọ mọ́ pé ìjẹ́ ọmọ ènìyàn ó tún máa ń jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn kan jowú ara wọn. Understand sígbà bóyá mi tó bá jẹ́ ìgbà tó jẹ́ pé mi mo wà nínú ipò yẹn kọ́, ẹlòmíì ò dẹ̀ ní lára, tó bá rí ẹni tó ń ṣe nǹkan dáadáa, inú ẹ̀ máa dùn, òun máa support, òun náà máa yọ̀ mọ́. Bọ̀ àwọn kan wà, ìdí ìlara òun ni a ń dúró sí, wọ́n dẹ̀ máa tún wá àṣìṣe, ibo ni mistake ti lè wá, tó máa lè fi àtàkẹ́ òun gangan ni. Mo rò pé a máa kọ́kọ́ gbọ́ nǹkan tí brother yìí sọ, ẹ lè ti gbọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ lè má ti gbọ́. Màá tún wá gbé ìkan wá tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn nǹkan, ta ló fẹ́ máa ríru eléyìí, ta ló ní èmi àti yín ni, ta bá ríru eléyìí nínú ìlú, ní ibi tí wọ́n ti tọ́ wa, tá a sá kúrò ń bẹ̀, ọ̀ tó kúrò ń bẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìgbà tí ò tí ì le, tó wá jẹ́ wípé ìgbà tó wá dé ìta tán, tó rò wípé ìrìn àjò kọ̀ọ̀kan ìrìn àjò 1 year ni, tí 1 year yẹn ti wá di 50 years mọ́ ẹ lọ́wọ́. Kí ló dẹ̀ fà á? Torí wípé ìlú yẹn ò ṣe é padà sí ni. Ṣé wàá wá rírú nǹkan tó wá rí báyìí? Wàá wá jẹ́ public figure tó wá lè dé ipò kan tó ti lè tó ti lè gbọ́ voice ẹ, tó ti lè gbọ́ voice ẹ, táyé ti lè gbọ́ voice ẹ, àwọn tó ti ṣe ìkà yẹn fún ẹ, tó jẹ́ wípé ìrìn àjò ọdún kan wọ́n ti sọ di 50 years mú ẹ lọ́wọ́. Ṣé tó bá rí opportunity tó lè fi cry out káwọn èèyàn lè rí, so that àwọn èèyàn máa lè learn nínú irú nǹkan báyìí pé ó wà dàbí pé nǹkan tá à ń ṣe yìí, ó wà dàbí pé àwọn èèyàn máa ti ń kà wá, ọ àwọn èèyàn máa ń rí wa, àwọn èèyàn máa ń gbọ́, ó máa ń lọ sí another level. Ọwọ́ kékeré mà la fi mú, eléyìí mà ti yàtọ̀ sí ọwọ́ ńlá. A ní eléyìí sẹ́, okay, mi mọ̀ bóyá ẹ ti tàbí ẹ ti rè, mi ò rí irú ẹ̀ rí. Àwọn nǹkan kan wà tó jẹ́ wípé Guinness Book of Record, àwọn ogbó àwọn orú àwọn nǹkan yìí ó yẹ kó máa wọbẹ̀ ní ká máa wá kó máa wọbẹ̀. A dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run, a dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó fi kíni, tó fi ayélujára báyìí tó fi ṣe àǹfààní fún èmi àti yín, tá lè jọ máa rí àwọn nǹkan lóríṣiríṣi lọ́lọ́kanjọ̀kan, láti lè jọ máa ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò ẹ̀, láti lè máa fi kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ wípé ṣó dáa tàbí kò dáa, báwo ló ṣe rí, ojú wo lẹ́yìn náà fi wò ó. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ wípé ẹ̀yin ìyá mi, ẹ̀yin bàbá mi, ẹ má gbàgbé láti fi comment sílẹ̀ bó dáa gan bí ojú yes 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 yes, oh no 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 no. Mo dẹ̀ tún bẹ̀ yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí náà, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa like fídíò náà, ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Ara nǹkan tẹ́yin náà lè fi compensate èmi náà nìyẹn. A máa gbé fídíò wa number 1 kó tó di pé iṣẹ́ lórí fídíò yẹn tó máa fi bá ìjàngbara tẹ́yin náà tá à ń ṣe yìí tó máa fi bá mú. Kó tó, gbogbo tó ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ yẹn, it's not something tó easy. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yìí náà dẹ̀rẹ̀ ká lè rí àrídájú wípé a wà lójú ọ̀nà ni, a wà lójú ọ̀nà. Wá ìtẹ̀yàn 500 máa wá wo program tó máa wá jẹ́ èèyàn 5 péré ló máa like ẹ̀. Why tó máa rí, kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Why tó jẹ́ pé a máa ṣe program tó máa jẹ́ pé èèyàn 2 péré ló máa comment. Ẹ bá wa fi comment sílẹ̀, kódà gan bó jẹ́ wípé thank you dẹ̀, bẹ́yìn náà kí wa ipa thank you kò pọ̀ jù. Àjọ wà fúnra wa ní, ẹ bá wa máa share, ẹ bá wa tẹ like, ẹ bá wa comment. Understand sin, àjọ wà fúnra wa ní. Lápẹ́rẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, ojú òní ti wá, èmi máa panu wọ́n sìn, máa lọ ṣe cup of tea máa mú, so that èmi àti a lè jọ máa wò báwo ló ṣe ń lọ sí. Ìkan wà ńbẹ̀ tó ti ẹ̀dùn mọ́ mi nú jù. Ẹ wá wo bọ́n ṣe ń kó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yìí, tó ń kó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wípé ẹ nà wọ́n dáadáa. Èmi ò gbọ́ irú ẹ̀ rí, mi ò rí irú ẹ̀ rí, ojú tẹ máa fi wò ó ní fọ́. Èmi ò rí irú ẹ̀ rí. Ọlọ́pàá ni o, pẹ̀lú aṣọ uniform báyìí, èèyàn kan ṣo péré. Ìgbà tó ń gba sálárì tó ń jẹun, ẹlòmíì gan ò jẹun ọjọ́ mẹ́ta gan. Ẹlòmíì ò jẹun ọjọ́ mẹ́ta. Ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà, èèyàn ẹyọ kan ṣo báyìí, lójú ayé báyìí kòrókòrò báyìí. Mo ń gbé bọ̀, ẹ máa jọ, èmi àti yín máa jọ máa wò pẹ̀lú ẹni tí ó rí ìrírí ilé ayé. Irú èyí tí sísítà wa Kẹ́mi tó sọ, tó ní kó fòkó nìṣó, wọ́n ti wá gbàgbé. Àwọn náà ti sọ irú ẹ̀ báyìí o. Irú èyí tí táwọn sọ yìí, bóyá irú èyí tí àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ àwọn Dr. Abati tán sọ yìí, máa gbé wá ń sìn. Kẹ́ wá wo nǹkan tó sọ fún Kẹ́mi. Ṣé irú nǹkan tí àwọn sọ yìí, tí ẹni tó bá nírú experience yẹn ní Nàìjíríà kó wá bọ́ sílùú òyìnbó, ṣé ó máa fún wọn ní credit ni tàbí ó máa discredit wọn ni? Torí Kẹ́mi sọ̀rọ̀, wọ́n sọ wípé illiterate ni Sunday Igboho. I'm pretty sure pé gbogbo àwọn tán sọ̀rọ̀ yóò yẹ ká fọwọ́ gún wọn lójú ní pẹ̀yìn gan. Bloody fool yín. Bloody fool yín, torí wípé kí ni? Jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn sọ reality. Dẹ̀ sọ pé Nàìjíríà ò dáa. Ẹ̀yin tẹ̀lé ń complain lójoojúmọ́ yìí. Ẹ̀yin lẹ ń gbá front wípé eléyìí ṣe kò dáa, tọ̀hún ṣe kò dáa, kíní kan. Dẹ̀ rẹ́ni tó rí irú ẹ̀ tó ṣe tó sọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé brother wa míì náà wá, tóun náà sọ ìrírí ẹ̀ pé kí ni Kẹ́mi sì sọ. o wípé kò tiẹ̀ tí ì sọ nǹkan kan kò tí ì sọ kò sókò ń pẹ̀pẹ́ ní ó kàn yín yìí ló kàn òun kò sọ nǹkan kan ẹ wá gbọ́ èyí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí òun tóun fi ní òun ò tiẹ̀ nílò ìlú Nàìjíríà yẹn mọ́. Ìyá mi bọ́ mi ẹ̀gbọ́n mi àti àbúrò mi ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbé wá gbogbo èyí tá a bá gbé wá ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ jókòó ká jọ máa wò ẹ jẹ́ kí èmi náà fi relax now let's go there. God bless you. Ẹ má gbàgbé láti bá wa tẹ like, ẹ má gbàgbé láti bá wa share ètò yìí ẹ dẹ̀ má gbàgbé láti fi comment tí yín sílẹ̀. Now let's go there.
TikTok. TikTok. Aqui. Ai, tá caralho. Pode tirar minha blusa. Tira a blusa. Tira a blusa. Não. Peraí, vai fazer assim. Isso. Tira aí os peitos. Isso. Não sei botar aqui. Isso. Eita, tira o cabruco profissional, viu? Tira o quê? Tira. Aqui tem uns 15 celulares mais ou menos. Tem mesmo. Não é meu não. Ninguém é meu? Não é meu não. Tá esse, meu pai. Vamos lá. Tira, vou tirando. Vamos contando. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 11, 12. Acabou?
Ainda tem.
Não.
Tem não. É faixa. Tem não. Olha lá, tem mais faixa. Tem não.
Why is it that Nigerians don't like hearing the truth? There is nothing Kemi Badenoch has said about Nigeria that is not true. When I was in Nigeria, I was kidnapped by the police in Abuja, myself and my brother, in the heart of Abuja, in Wuse 2. In Wuse 2, I was kidnapped. And these guys said, oh, well, you know, that they've spoken to the Alga in the night, in the dead of the night. They drove us around the suburbs, the suburban areas of Abuja. They threw us into the trunk. I actually struggle with anxiety and what's it called? And claustrophobia. They threw me into the trunk of the car, myself and my younger brother. They harassed us. They told us that they could kill us, nothing will happen. They forcefully took our ATM cards from us, went and used POS, and we drew how much? Over 500,000 naira. In fact, they took my AirPods. What are you guys talking about? Like, why is it that we are a very sentimental people? The Nigerian government, the Nigerian leadership is very poor. The Nigerian government is bad. Nigerians need help. Why? I understand. I might understand the political reasons why people do not like Kemi, but she's saying the truth. And I love the fact that she's saying the truth on a global platform so that people will see Nigeria for what Nigeria is. And by the way, when I talk about Nigeria, I'm not talking about Nigerians. Nigerians are great people, but we have a very ugly, impish set of political leaders. See, that night when I was in the trunk of that Toyota Matrix and all of these things were happening, I was with my pill, my anxiety pill, and I wanted to take my anxiety pill. And one of the policemen stopped me and he said, you think you want to commit suicide here? You know, it'll be here where you go commit suicide. By the way, that's just one of my encounters. Have I also told you guys that a soldier in Nigeria, an army man in Nigeria, has actually said to me, we were actually in a bus, we were going to Abuja by road. That was many years ago. And something happened. Anyway, long story short is that he said to us that I can shoot you here and kill you and nothing will happen. And do you know what's funny? You might think that the threat is actually empty. Nothing will happen. If an army man shoots you in Nigeria, if a policeman shoots you in Nigeria, nothing will happen because they can frame you for being a thief. They can frame that you had drugs or, you did something. It is ridiculous. After that experience in Nigeria, I palpitate. I'm always suffering heart palpitations whenever I see the police. Because the police in Nigeria can the police in Nigeria can bully you just because you look good. How did you get the money to buy this phone? They've carried my friend. They've arrested my friend, who's a music producer, because he had a laptop. What do you mean by you're a music producer? What's that? The police in Nigeria are one of the most uneducated in the world. Like, a policeman in Nigeria is asking my brother to bring the certificate that he received to have Binance on his phone, to do cryptocurrency, that he's meant to have a permit. These guys are so daft. And then when you talk about it, Nigerians are saying, oh, you are demarketing Nigeria, but Nigeria is already in shambles. At what point are you guys going to talk about the wars in Nigeria without you guys trying to manipulate other people? Nigeria is in shambles. In Nigeria, I feared the security agencies more than I feared thieves and kidnappers. Because at least I know that the thieves and kidnappers, they are real. That's what they are. But there is no need parading yourself in police uniform, but then you do just the exact thing thieves and kidnappers will do to me. I'm talking about my experience. So when you hear some Nigerians abroad say stuff like, I can never live in Nigeria, or it's not because we don't love Nigerians. It's not because we don't love Nigeria. Sadly, the things that we've seen in Nigeria, we don't want to. That night that I was in the trunk of the Toyota Matrix, I decided that I will not raise my children in Nigeria. Like, because when I called my dad and I told my dad, this is what happened, my dad began to cry. My father, who's 60 plus, began to cry. He was sobbing like a child. He was like, so this is how I would have just lost you. He was crying. And then in that moment, I'm like, wait a minute. If I don't leave this country, this is what I'll have to face with my child. In Nigeria, you can be arrested because you have tattoos, because you have dreadlocks, just because you look good. And it is absolutely insane. It's gutting. And I don't understand the Nigerian people who want to keep on defending Nigeria. Everybody knows that Nigerians are great people. Nigerians are good people. Nigerians are great people. But the Nigerian government are not good people. That my younger brother had the EFCC come into his compound where he lives. Do you know how they got into the compound? They broke the CCTV cameras. It's a financial security agency. Is breaking the CCTV cameras, slapping people unwarrantedly, beating people up. And then at the end of the day, they just go. And they came in with masks. Oh, for God's sake. Nigeria is a real crime zone. Nigeria is a crime zone. So when people who are abroad, we don't know what Kemi Badenoch has actually seen. She's just telling us bits and pieces here. We don't know the fullness of the things that she experienced in Nigeria. So let her talk. If the government is very embarrassed about what's happening and what people are saying, then fix up. The Nigerian government should fix up. Just fix up and everybody will be fine. Simple. I love Nigeria. I love the Nigerian people. But you know, one thing I have grown to accept is that my love for my life is not less than my love for Nigeria. So as much as I love Nigeria, I can have a long distance relationship with Nigeria as a state. With Nigerians, I absolutely love Nigerians. I think that we are one of the most phenomenal people in the world. But yeah, let Kemi keep on talking.
A happy birthday to former President Muhammadu Buhari. But the honest truth is that for a number of Nigerians, it evokes very bad memories. It's not nice to, on a day of celebration to bring back, but the truth is that we cannot rewrite history.
Yes, who are you?
This president plunged Nigeria into the economic woes that we face today. And so let us not butter it up and of course his supporters and people who benefited will say very nice things. Those who've, said very nice things about him ought to be polite. Yes. But the truth is that the reason why sometimes we have leaders who perform badly and don't feel ashamed is that we don't call them out oftentimes. Mm-hmm. They leave office and it's as if we have amnesia of what they did or how they performed in office. Mm-hmm. The Tinubu administration itself has talked about how the bad economy they inherited from the previous administration is what they're still dealing with at the moment. He looks very fresh at the moment. Unfortunately, I can't say that for many Nigerians. He's living well at the moment. Unfortunately, I can't say that for many Nigerians. It's time we spoke up the truth about the way that some of these past leaders mismanaged the economy. With regards to President Olusegun Obasanjo writing letters, I think that's even a better approach. At least it shows that he has more interest in the country and in the progress of Nigeria as a nation. So happy birthday, President Muhammadu Buhari. But unfortunately, a lot of Nigerians, when they see you, it doesn't evoke very pleasant memories. That's the truth.
Well said, Ayo. Well, I mean, you've just hit the nail on the head on, several comments from a lot of Nigeria, especially the comment by President Tinubu where he said he would love to build on the infrastructure legacy that he left behind. I mean, all right, before I come to you, Rufai, let me take this story.
You see, that's the lackluster way at which we deify leaders in this country and we deify them into non-performers. That's just it. I mean, when you look at it, and that's a very good one as regards Muhammadu Buhari, I would have said even worse, Yeah, it's his birthday, you want to spare him all of this, but a man that took an economy that was over close to 500 billion and destroyed it, he just pretty much destroyed the economy and okay, it's fine. To bow down and go to kiss the ring for leaders and do all sorts, kiss their foot. Yeah. See, as regards President Tinubu today, he has a lot of economic policies that are failing Nigerians.
So this is the thing that I want to ask you, Rufai. I mean, on one hand, he's saying that we should support President Tinubu. I mean, in what way? Because we did hear that he also condemned some of his economic policies. Where are we? What am I missing something?
It goes back to the way we change. When somebody is trying to do eye service,
okay,
and he's caught up in a mix, that's what you get. Yeah. You want to be for the people. And at the same time, because of the eye service you are doing, they say, let's all support him. So that when they now take that video, when they send the video via WhatsApp to political groups, they will say, I'm still supporting him.
All right.
Let's learn to call a spade a spade. The reason why things have not been working in Nigeria is because we've not told our leaders, which are particularly the problem of this country, that they should do better for this country. Nigeria is a blessed country, but it has funny leaders. That's just the pure and simple. So all this one is just a case of a man trying to speak with two mouths size of the mouth and all of that. He's trying to do eye service. He's caught in the country.
He is. All right, but he's good. The governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, on Tuesday granted pardon to Olowo Kere Segun, who was sentenced to death by hanging for stealing a fowl and eggs when he was 17 years old. Social media was awash with reactions after a video surfaced online showing Segun's parents narrating the story of their son. The mother said her son was said to have broken into the house of a police officer in April 2010 and carted away some of his belongings. He was subsequently charged with conspiracy and robbery and was sentenced to death. Governor Adeleke, upon receiving the news, granted the pardon in a statement shared on X. Let's read Adeleke's tweet there. He wrote, I have received the report of a case of a young man reportedly sentenced to death by hanging in Osun State for stealing a fowl. Consequently, I have directed the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Osun State, to commence full investigation into the matter and initiate process to grant prerogative of mercy to the young man. Osun is a land of justice and equity and must ensure fairness and protection of the sanctity of lives. I assure members of the public that this matter is receiving my direct attention with every sense of urgency also attached to our response to this matter. Dr. Abati, when I saw the story trending online, I was shocked. I mean, there is a law in Nigeria that would sentence people to death because of stealing a fowl. A fowl and eggs. They didn't say anything else, so fowl and eggs.
Well, I got some clarification. When I watched the interview with Biola Adebayo, with the parents of the gentleman, apparently in this particular matter, there was no case of murder because, the death penalty is for capital punishment. And then for somebody to steal an ordinary fowl, and then you sentence the person to death, is quite very strange. Yeah. And I think it's something also that the the judiciary may want to investigate. Except that this matter was about 14 years ago. We were told that the gentleman stole the fowl 14 years ago.
Yes.
And he has spent 14 years in prison custody. So this just tells you about the distortions in this country, the injustice that we have in this country. People who steal billions are all over the place collecting chieftaincy titles. They have national honors. They are not in jail. It's a man that steals a fowl. One governor, I will not name him in order not to compound his agony out of office. Somebody stole his phone, common phone, and then the person was sent to prison. And the thing about justice is that even when you commit a crime, the punishment should be proportional, to the crime that you have committed. Now to Governor Adeleke. I think Governor Adeleke has taken a good decision by asking the Attorney General and the Commissioner for Justice to investigate this, to find out the circumstances. And he has already made it clear that he is going to address the matter because justice will seem not to have been done in this case. And he has the power under the Constitution. Section 212 of the 1999 Constitution gives governors the powers either to reduce sentences or to outrightly pardon inmates. This is a man who has been put in a prison for stealing a fowl. In fact, when he comes out, maybe the Legal Aid Council or lawyers who are ready to do a pro bono intervention.
Kí gbogbo wa nílé lóko lẹ́yìn òdìmọ̀ kí wá pé akóbójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí mo rò pé gbogbo wa pátápátá láti jọ fojú wo gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tèmi náà sọ. Ojú wo lẹ fi rí sí báwo lẹ́yìn náà ṣe rí sí nílé ẹ̀yin ìyá mi gbọ́n mi. Báwo lẹ ṣe rí sí nílé ṣẹ́yìn náà gbọ́ nǹkan tí àwọn mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin tán jókòó sọ. Ṣé gbọ́ nǹkan tí ó ń béèrè question tó ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ìyàwó Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu. Understand sí. Ẹ wo irú owó yẹn. Owó tó yẹ kó jẹ́ wípé kán fi ṣé iná ló fẹ́ fi support ni. Ṣé education ni. Ṣé láti lè promote bí àwọn tó bá pé 60 something tán fẹ́ kó lọ fún pension bó ṣe lè máa rówó gbà bó ṣe lè ṣe ètò tó ẹ̀kọ́ mú owó jáde wípé Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ìyàwó Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu owó wo ni question náà náà béèrè ṣé bó ṣe ń ṣe ìlú nìyẹn ṣé bó ṣe ń rọrùn ṣé èèyàn kan wá kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà yẹn wá máa sọ nǹkan tójú òun rí ṣẹ́yìn náà gbọ́ nǹkan tí àwọn náà sọ ni pé ọmọ jí adìyẹ àtẹ̀yìn adìyẹ ṣẹ́rí pọ́n fi sábẹ́ ẹnu sọ ẹni tó wá ti kúrò ní Nàìjíríà tó wá lọ́pọ̀tínítì àti lè sọ̀rọ̀ síta tí àwọn eléyìí náà tó bá wà ní irú ipò tí Kẹ́mi wà wọ́n máa sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ wá sọ pé ó ń bárúkọ Nàìjíríà jẹ́ ṣẹ́yìn ní Nàìjíríà ni ṣé Nàìjíríà ṣì yẹn exist ni. Ẹ tún sọ̀rọ̀ lórí Bọ́lá kí ló ń porúkọ ẹ̀ lórí bàbá bàbá Odò Buhari wípé nǹkan tó ti bàjẹ́ okay really ẹ̀yin mọ̀ pé Buhari bà nǹkan jẹ́ làwọn èèyàn pariwo síta wípé ní Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú ọlọ́pàá ṣòfin sìn wípé kò sí ọlọ́pàá tó ní right láti máa lè wo fóònù èèyàn irọ́ dẹ̀ lọ́n pa ọlọ́pàá tó bá bá ẹni checking point á ní nǹkan tó sọ yẹn sọ sápò ara wọn ni ibi tó bá tiẹ̀ ti máa ná ẹlòmíì tójú ẹ̀ máa fọ́ ṣé wọ́n máa rẹ́dì láti mú nọ́mbà ọlọ́pàá kan wípé òun ló ń ṣàṣì fóònù ẹ̀ á ní kò lè work jẹ́ kí n jẹ́ ní gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe yẹn ń sìn mo sọ ìbò tí ń lọ sí 2 years ń sìn ó ti ń lọ sí going to 2 years wọ́n ti ń ṣe ìpolówó sílẹ̀ campaign ní gbogbo èyí tó ń ṣe yìí wọ́n ń campaign láti lè lọ sí tẹ́nà kejì ni ìgbà tó wá débẹ̀ lẹ́ máa wá rí pàbó má polo ọ̀bá ọ̀nà ṣe ń porúkọ ẹ̀ wọ́n ń béèrè question ṣé owó tán gbé wá tó sẹ́ pé àwọn lówó ṣóun lọ́nà tàbówó ọmọ Nàìjíríà lọ́nà Well, that's Nigeria for you. Nigeria búrò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ sí èmi àti yín. Ìyá mi, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, bàbá mi àti ẹ̀yin ẹlẹgbẹ́ mi. Ojú wo lẹ fi wo eléyìí? Ẹ jẹ́ ká fílẹ̀ nínú comment section. Kò ní sú wa, kò ní rẹ̀ wá o. Lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, àwa la máa lékè. Irọ́ ni ọ̀tá ń pa, irọ́ ni àwọn ẹni bí ń pa. Ọ̀n ní borí wa sẹ́, àwa la máa lékè. Bọ́ ìgbà wo ni èmi ò máa mọ̀? Àkókò wo ni èmi ò mọ̀? Ọjọ́ wo ni èmi ò mọ̀? Bọ́ kí ni mo mọ̀ wípé a máa bọ́ nínú oko ẹrú. Ó ń ṣọmọ olókùú bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Ọ̀n ní sí pẹ̀lú òkú ẹ̀. Ó ṣe èèwọ̀ òrìṣà. Mo kí wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé a kú bójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí. Èmi ọmọ yín náà ni olólùfẹ́ yín. Dr. Zabby Talk Show, ààyè ọpẹ́ yọ. Ṣé yọ lọ́dọ̀ títí yín náà? Ní agbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, ààyè ọpẹ́ á máa yọ fún wa, lórí ọmọ, lórí ìdáwọ́lé wa. Òun lààyè ọpẹ́ ló máa fi máa yọ. Mo tún bẹ̀ yín sí lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Ẹ má gbàgbé láti like ẹ̀kẹ́ tó máa sọ wípé ó dàárọ̀ ńbẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń kí mi wípé mo kó ètò. Èmi náà ń kí yín pé a kú bójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí. Á dẹ̀ kú gbogbo ìgbà, a kú kó lè dá. Kò ní sú wa, kò ní rẹ̀ wá, ó ń gbọ́ ohùn wa. Ẹ̀rù dẹ̀ ń bá àwọn náà, but àwa náà ò dákẹ́ wípé sẹ́ẹ̀ ó ti di dandan. Lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Èmi lẹ́hùn máa rí, ẹ̀yin náà lèmi náà máa bá. God bless you. One love. Bye for now.
You're welcome. Kindly subscribe to YouTube channel and follow on Facebook page at Dr. Zabby's Talk Show.